Who else has got that new year, new me vibes going? The last few years have just been us collectively trying to get over trauma and burnout. And I finally feel like 2024 could actually be the year that I feel back on track. And so we're going to start it off right. If you're new around here, my name is Brooke. I am based in Kansas City and I'm the director of marketing for an ed tech startup. And I'm also a side hustler, online entrepreneur, and I have my own business online as well. Beyond all that, I am a goal getter. I love to set goals. I love to create plans to go achieve those goals, but I also struggle with the action taking. Raise your hand if you're one of those people who are like, I love the plan, but taking the action is where I struggle. Well, I'm with you 100%. In this video, I'm going to talk about my favorite goal setting system. It's called the 12-week year. I've talked about it in a previous video, and I'm really excited to dive into this beginning of the year and really outline a plan to achieve my goals in 2024, but do it in a way that seems manageable and achievable. So if you're not familiar with the 12-week year, there is a book written about it by Brian Moran. I definitely recommend you go check it out. I will link it down in the description. What the 12-week year is all about is that instead of setting big year-long annual goals, we should be focusing on 12-week sprints and not really think about the rest of the year and only focus on those 3 months and what you can achieve in those 3 months. A lot of times we'll procrastinate. We'll think, oh, we've got all this time to get things done. And then around September, we're like, oh crap, I haven't done anything on my goals. And so if we do it more in these 12-week chunks, then we don't have as much time to procrastinate and we got to get going and start making things happen. We're going to go over my 12-week year today, and I kind of walk you through some of the philosophy around it. And what we're going to be doing is setting sort of 2, 3, maybe 4 goals for our 12 weeks, and that they have to be smart. They need to be specific, measurable, actionable, relatable, or realistic, and they need to be time bound, which all of these are going to be because they're within the 12-week period. Let's jump into my Asana. I have a template that I created and I've actually updated it for 2024. This version is dated for January 1 to March 24th. I believe that's 12 weeks. And so if you want to get started on this for the first 3 months of the year, definitely go check out the template down below. I'll link it in the description. For the 12-week year, it's not just about the 12 weeks, although obviously that sounds sexy and everyone wants to focus on that, but it's actually more than that. So what they have you do, you'll see here, they have you focus on your vision. So that aspirational, big picture vision that you have for your life. And I like to do this either digitally or in a notebook, but if you like to do it digitally inside of the template, you'll be able to, there's some prompts here. And then from that big picture vision, then they ask you to drill it down in 3 years. What would your life look like in 3 years if you were working towards that bigger vision? And then we move to the 1-year vision. And this is obviously the next year. What would need to happen in the next year to move you in the direction of that bigger vision? We're not going to talk about my vision. We're just going to talk about my goals for my first 12-week year of 2024. The way I've outlined it here, there's the vision section, goal sections, and then each week gets its own section. So it goes all the way down to week 12. And before I jump into the goals, each week is where you're going to track what are your tactics that you're going to accomplish that week to help you move towards that goal. And then for me, because life is life, right? I know that I'm going to have specific conferences and events I'm going to be at, vacations I'm going to be taking in the first 12 weeks. So that's why I've put these X's in these weeks where I know that those weeks are probably not going to be very quote unquote productive for my particular goals because I just won't have the time or the bandwidth to do that. That's the layout. So you've got your goals and then your weekly tactics. So let's dive into the goals section. Each goal is its own task here inside of Asana, and I've numbered them, and I'll show you why in just a second. So goal number 1 is to revive my personal brand and then also promote Kajabi and a 3-day digital income challenge that I'm going to be hosting later in February. So if you're interested in that, definitely click the link. There's going to be a link in the bio to go get on my email list if you want to learn more about that. And then for each goal underneath, I've outlined the critical tactics or strategies I need to accomplish in order to achieve this goal by the end of 12 weeks. And as you can see, each goal I've given a deadline of when it's going to happen. So we'll go over the tactics in just a second. Beyond reviving my brand, there's also the Global Pro Academy. I'm going to be launching that as part of my Business Inside Study Abroad. That's actually not going to happen until starting March 6th, that's when that will finish. I'm also going to be working on what's called a niche site, kind of behind the scenes. I won't be talking about what the brand actually is, but I will talk about building out a niche site for generating another type of passive income. That's going to be due in March as well, and we'll go over the tactics for each of these now. Update my 12-week year template. I've already done that, so if you want to click a link, it's ready for you to go check it out. Record and publish the new 12-week year video. I'm doing that literally as I talk. And I'm also going to be doing email campaign around the Kajabi 99-day deal. So if you're not familiar, I'm a big supporter and super fan of Kajabi. I use it for both of my online businesses, and I also use it for my day job as well, for the company where I'm director of marketing. I'm going to be doing about 6 emails over the course of the month to help promote that deal to my email list. And that deal is 3 months of Kajabi for $99. You'll get access to the full suite of tools and everything that they offer for $99 to get your business off the ground or migrate your business over to Kajabi. And it gives you a lot of time to do that for a really low price. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be launching the 3-day digital income challenge to help people kind of figure out how they can start earning money right away through digital products. And then I'm also going to be posting 1 YouTube video per week on this channel for the rest of the 12-week year. And I'm also going to create a digital product freebie. That's more of a bonus, like if I have time. Looking at all of this, I'm like, I may not have time. And you'll see too that this goal is front loaded. A lot of it's happening in January. As a result, kind of tabled a lot of activities for my second goal, which is the Global Pro Academy. Because I've let this business go dormant for a couple of years, actually, I'm still in that industry, so people still know me and they know about it, but I need to kind of revive it and warm up my audience again and put it out there in that ecosystem. I'm going to be doing an email campaign over the next 8 weeks-ish before I actually launch the actual program. That'll happen later in February. That'll run through early March is when I'm I'll start in March and then I'll host a webinar for it, etc. And that'll be the main focus of goal 2, is really getting that new product out there, but also priming my audience to be prepared for it when it does launch. So that's the second goal. And then my third goal is that niche site that I mentioned. I need to migrate it over to WordPress, which is the best platform really to build a website where you might want to get on something like Mediavine and earn money passively through ads. So WordPress is the best one for that, and start publishing 2 posts per month, which isn't a lot, but I feel like if I can just get a critical number of posts out there for this niche brand by the end of this 12 weeks, it'll kind of give me a little momentum moving forward into my next 12 weeks, which I will focus much more on the niche site. And then one other focus, so this isn't really like a goal, but it's sort of a focus of my year, I've decided is connection. And I want to reconnect with a lot of friends and family that I love dearly. I just haven't dedicated the time to connect with them, either over text or phone or anything, carrier pigeon, doesn't matter. I really want to make sure that I'm doing that every single week and scheduling that into my calendar. Those are my goals and focus for my 12-week year. What I do from there is each week you'll do planning. Let me just show you one that isn't filled yet. So each week you'll see, when you expand these, you'll see that I've added in tasks and given them deadlines for you. So each week you'll do a planning session at the beginning of the week, and then a review and scoring session at the end of that week. So you can do those at the same time, review last week and then plan for the next week, all in the same setting. I also added monthly. At the end of January, for instance, I put a monthly review recurring event in there as well, and I've put all those due dates in there. You can do it monthly, or you can just wait until a mid-year review that I also added in there that you can remove if you don't want it. That's what all of those weeks look like that have like a predetermined planning and review session. then what I've done in terms of this week, which is almost over, and I still have a lot to do. I definitely overplanned. There's a lot of tasks on here, but not all of them take a long time. And I already actually have a lot of it created. I just got to like plug and play, do the work. 12-week year video. Like I said, I'm doing that right now. I'm going to get that edited and published pretty quickly right after I'm done recording. I need to update my Kajabi landing page that talks about the $99 deal. I need to create an offer and process for people booking into the 3-day digital income challenge. I need to update the automated email for the Kajabi referrals that come through so that they can get access to coaching with me and to the digital income challenge. And I need to plan out the emails for the promo. Like I said, I'm going to be sending about 6 emails out over the course of the month. And so I want to plan out the messaging that's going to go into each of those. And then each week I will write the email that needs to go out that week. One of the things I need to do today is write emails 1 and 2. And again, these are not long emails. Actually, I have a lot of the copy already done. It's just a matter of getting them into Kajabi, getting them scheduled. I'm going to record a Kajabi review video. They've made a lot of updates in 2023. And so I'm going to walk through click by click of my Kajabi account and show you the main features that I think are really powerful. So you'll notice here that at the beginning of each task, I've also added a little emoji with a number. So I know which tasks are corresponding to which goal. So each of these tasks corresponds to goal 1, the Global Pro Academy. That's goal 2. And then Saturday, I'm going to do my review. Normally I would do that on Sunday, but I'm going to Colorado on Saturday afternoon. So I need to get all of this done before I leave. And so as part of your weekend review, I've added these subtask questions on here for you to kind of go through and ask yourself, like, how did it go? What worked? What didn't work? What are you most proud of, etc. And again, you can add those here in the description, or you can just journal it somewhere, or you can just, do it in your head. It's fine. Whatever you want to do. I'm not even going to touch my next week's until it's time to plan the next week. So I'm just going to focus on the here and now, the week right now. So what I do from here is I actually go into my calendar, which I use Google Calendar, which has my work email for my day job. It also has my business email and my personal email all synced up into one Gmail account. So it's all color coordinated, and I've hidden basically all the other calendars. As you can see, they're over here. Then all of the tasks related to my business and my side hustles, essentially, you can see here are in purple. And so that's where I've tried to make everything as time bound to the smallest level as possible. I've actually put it on the calendar of when it's going to happen. If I showed you my podium calendar, you'd see that this would all be covered in blue of all the meetings and projects and things I'm working on for my day job. This is obviously my evening hustle that I'm working on as well. I've added my week 1 review and score to Friday. I'm hoping I can get it done at the end of the day. Actually, that should be right here. There's also a lot of things here on Saturday under my personal that include going to the airport, going to yoga, getting ready. And I want to be in bed every day. My wake up time, I wake up at 5:30, so I go to bed pretty early. So that's it. That's my plan for my 12-week year. I hope it was a little inspiring and insightful, and hopefully you thought that the Asana template was pretty cool. I know everybody is all fired up on Notion, but y'all, I cannot get on board with Notion. I'm not that creative. I can't look at a blank page and go, ooh, how pretty, and all the intricacies that you can do with Notion. I know it's really powerful, but for me, Asana is better because I'm like, okay, it's already a system. I can just plug and play. One of the things I wanted to show you too that I love about being able to use Asana specifically, for each of your projects and using it for your 12-week year is that when I'm in here, obviously I have my list view, but then I can go into my calendar view and I can look at a week at a time and all the things I have on my schedule. So obviously I have a lot going on today, which I wouldn't recommend putting everything together like that. It's a fast way to burn out. But because I'm going to be out next week in Colorado on vacation, I just won't have the time to do everything I need to do. So that's when I would come in here. Like I have week 2 planning on Sunday. I'm going to be at a ski lesson. I'm learning how to ski. And it's one of my, what I call my bucket list items for 2024. I've decided to get away from straight up goal setting and instead have quests. And those are my goals for the year. And then I have a bucket list things that I would love to accomplish that are challenges or just things that I know would make me a better person and feel better, etc. But they're not like, oh, I gotta make them the primary thing I'm focused on for the year. So those include things like going to yoga regularly, reading a book a month, or going on an adventure every month here in Kansas City where I live, or learning how to ski. And those are the kinds of things I would sit down and review every single quarter and 12-week year planning, as well as seeing when that would plug in for my first 3 months. My first 3 months are going to be quite busy, so I don't have a lot of plans to do a lot of extraneous bucket list type of things in my life. I spent the last 4 months of 2023 traveling all over Europe as a digital nomad. I know I didn't really talk about that at all here on YouTube, but I was doing that. And so now I'm kind of ready to hunker down, get focused on my professional and business goals for the first part of 2024. Come back soon. I will have some updates for you in the coming months about how this process is going. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.